right, my good people, here we go. So listen, I've made some changes to a few people. So I want to do, let me see what we're going to do here first. I want to do an all women's tournament. I've done them off camera, and because you cannot use your created wrestlers in tournament mode, I can't do Mercedes Moné versus Britt Baker. So I have plans for that. And truthfully, let's see. Don't have to do the tournament mode just for that to happen. But what I will do is I will have whoever my champion is. I don't remember. I think it's Dani Luna. And so what I will do is I will put an all women's tournament together so the winner will face her. So when I do the next follow-up video, it'll probably I'll do like a whole card of maybe whether it be Dynamite or any of the other arenas, because when I make another arena, I have it named after a particular show. So being that officially we have Rampage and Dynamite, I could do that, but it doesn't mean that I have to limit it to that. Now, Dani Luna. So what I do is sometimes, like, I see them in certain clothing before a match or something, or certain photos you see, and then it's like, you know what, I'm going to put that in the game. Or I'll just get creative and just say, you know what, let me give this person a different look. Now, Dani Luna, she wears the Stone Cold style, the one that he wears. Used to wear the full neck knee brace. Let me just say the full knee brace. It's not like Stone Cold created, right? But so I left that on her on some of them. So this is the look that I have that she's. It's all, and look, I utilize what they have as well. So I left it there. Changed her look up. Left it there. And I left it there. And those are the colors that she likes to wear. She wears a lot of like purplish, turquoise, like lavender type, and she wears like a lot of green, black and white, or like purple, black and white. So, let's see. Now, Julia. I saw Julia. I actually met Julia. Nothing special, just another person. But yeah, I actually met Julia. And I saw her wearing something like this. She had like a reddish, and that's why I made it so dark, because it had like a reddish, it's like kind of like a, not quite burgundy, but like kind of burgundy, and the pants and the hat and everything. I said, okay, so why not put her, So basically her other looks are, now she wears the long pants, and she wears that little furry, like, it's like I don't know what you call that thing that she wears on it. But so basically she has some changes. Sometimes she wears the longer pants, the shorter pants. I seen it with the one piece on. So it's like, okay, you know what? So we changed certain things. Now, for Jordynne Grace, I did, where she comes to the ring, sometimes she comes to the ring with, sometimes she comes to the ring, all right, I can't pick her just to show you that, because I have her, I think, in story mode or something like that, or because she's a tight champ, and I'm not trying to delete her. I don't know what the hell. Okay, they're making sure I don't delete her. All right, let me just show you Jordynne Grace. The attire that I gave her was like, she came to the ring. She was wearing gray pants and a black top, and a black shoes. So basically, this is what she was pretty much wearing to the ring. She wasn't coming to wrestle that night. She was coming to basically do an interview. She got attacked, but that's what she had on. So what I did was I took that look. As you can see, she has on like bracelets, whatever. She has no arm pads, anything, knee pads, just her pants, her top, and her, what you call it, no shoes. So what I did was I took that look and said, okay, cool. So she can keep the bell bottoms. And sometimes she comes to the ring, she has like the makeup where like, it's like similar to like how I have it on her face right now. So I gave her that look, and I gave like the pinkish lavender, combination. Shit. Excuse me. How am I choking on? So, since we have her up here, let's just do a match, right? Okay, so that's Jordynne Grace. Let's fight Nyla. Why not? Let's fight the bully Nyla. Okay, so this is what I mean, though, guys. We have the power to do whatever we want to do. And like I just, I showed you guys in the previous video, people can create wrestlers from different games or different federations. Everything's not always authentic. And that's a fact. Everything is not always authentic. I see the things that people are doing, and it's like it's not always spot on. Let's go to the this arena is strictly for the females. And it's all about having fun, man. You see people, they have the colors right, but there's symbols on their knee pads that's not on the other knee pads. You gotta use your common sense. They don't have the license to these people, so they make these characters in their likeness. And then if you can find the name where the game announces the name, great. Okay? But at the same time, you create who you want to create. And stop going by this whole, but she usually wear this or man, so what? Like, you know what I mean? That's just so petty. Like, you know what I mean? We're grown people. I'm not caring about trying to, like, this is just fun to me. That's all. I'm having fun. I'm having a great time. That's what I'm doing here. I am not here like this is going to better my life. This is going to, like, this is fun. It's entertaining, and that's what it is. It's fun. That's all it is, man. I really don't understand why you guys, like, I just don't. And it's not so much not my subscribers, but the people that come to this channel. They always check in and peek in, and always have some negative feedback on something. But it's like you rather complain and stress yourself out. But I choose to do differently. And you see what almost happened there? She almost caught me with that damn chair, but I was watching it. And just think if all of us, like, had the same exact idea. It would be pretty boring, now wouldn't it? That's one of the things that make these videos stand out to me. Like, my man that did the whole, he took Bowser and made Bowser all elite. I'm like, wow. Because I would have, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's certain things I don't think about. I could watch somebody, even, it's certain things I wouldn't even make. It doesn't mean I think it's bad. I just like watching other people do certain things. It's like, that was so cool the way he did it, man. I mean, he got the colors, everything. Everything. That was a damn good Bowser, man. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, wow. The fact that he did that. And, I enjoy watching other people do great things. So, you understand what I'm saying? It's not about shooting down someone's ideas, And this is the thing I say, it's funny how people just don't understand the English language, even though we all speaking English to each other. Like, when you hear me say, wow, that's the first time this ever happened. I already hit the button, and she cracked me in the jaw, and it still sprayed anyway, even though I dropped it. But, Yeah, I mean, just yeah, it's not about that. Like it's like when you hear me talk about like people playing 2K, right, and they're using Bowser and fighting in Bowser's dungeon and all that. I'm saying, yeah, how the hell are you going to complain about zombies being on a game, right? When that same company actually had zombies, people dressed as zombies in the ring, attacking wrestlers in real life, and you're talking about a freaking game. Wow, she caught me again. Whoa, Nala just said, all right, I know what you're trying to do. All right, you know what I mean? It's like you complaining about that, then I'm watching people, like, you see what I did? I downloaded, um, and which, let me say this. You got to be careful downloading a lot of these mods on 2K because a lot of people are getting viruses in their game systems. Like, one of the things that I can tell you, I have never once, and I did it 7 times back to back, just to see on different days. When you play, what you call it, like they have a ghost ship. That ghost ship, every single time, whether it's the computer or if I'm playing, that ghost ship is like so buggy. They stuck behind this wall and you can't even really see what's going on, right? And so yeah, you got to be careful with those. That's why I don't trust. I don't trust a lot of these things that we see on these games. Like as far as like these mods and stuff like that. And we've known this for a long time that these mods can really mess up your system. But yeah, when people are doing these videos and they don't tell you these things, and then you go, you feel like I wanna get that, I wanna download that arena. So yeah, man, I'm gonna like, and I'm not saying all of them, but a lot of them they're buggy, and they're like they cause things to happen. So a lot of them I'm gonna like delete. Some of them I'm gonna like I can't, the more stuff like the WCW, even just different arenas, but sometimes like the ones where you're like floating on water, you're like floating on water, but the water's just like it doesn't even look like water, like stuff like that. Like those are the ones that cause the problems for the most part. When the board, like the ones when you're like in lava and stuff like that, those are the ones that really cause problems. Okay, there we go. Oh, I love how that looked. Slammed their head while the fog was still there. Okay, so I forgot that Jordynne Grace, I think she does. I think the signature is a muscle buster. Yeah, and so when I just tried to grab Nyla Rose to do it, I couldn't. Yeah. Yeah. Outside of the ring, yeah. I mean, I could put her through the table, but hell. Hell. I just really wanted to show you guys what I did with Jordan, Danny Luna, and Julia. But let's see, where we at? 13 minutes in. Yeah, I think we can get this women's tournament going. Nope, she doesn't want to be friends. You guys are not going to see it, but you know what's about to happen to her. Also, you know what I've never done either on this game? I've never stolen someone's taunt. There's a couple of things move-wise I haven't done yet. I've never rolled on top of the skateboard. All right, so we're gonna do. See, man, this would be if we could put them in. I hope that AEW changed that, man. I've made that known several times with them. Like, come on, man, we should be able to put our created wrestlers in the battle royale as well. Like everything, they should, the created wrestlers should be in every mode. every single mode. Why not? You gave them to us, right? We created it all. Okay. Definitely. You know what? Since it's going to be an all-female event, we'll go in the same Battlefield arena. Okay. All right. You know, it's cool. Like a lot of the storylines you see on TV, you want to follow. Like it's cool if you can follow them. But then for me, it's like when it gets to the point where wrestlers come and go, or like even if they're still there, but like let's say a tag team, like for example, Orange Cassidy. I was just about to say his name, Orange Cassidy. You know, he's had his falling out with Chuck, not Chuck, but the other one, Trent Beretta. So that group is no longer together. You know, Chris Statlander has turned heel. You know, there's so many things that's going on differently now. Wow. And as I see their names, they pop up. Wow. And yeah, so you do your own thing, man. I'm not trying to it's funny because people say, I want to make it like real life. Well, Christian and Edge are no longer a team. So when you guys are coming on here, that's who you're teaming them up with, right? Each other. You do whatever you want to do, you know? But it's like I said, have fun. You're so then some of you guys, you're so busy stressing yourselves out, trying to be so realistic with something to the point where you can't even have fun because you're worrying about what's not there. Okay, we'll go with Nyla. You'll go with Nyla. Why not? I was looking for Britt Baker actually too, but it's all good. It's all good. We'll do it this way. Okay. I think I'm just going, let me see. I think I'm going to do Falls Count Anywhere. Yeah, and you know, I want to see, come on, AEW, fix that, what you call it, man, the, what you call it? The exploding barbed wire match. Often when the computer fight, it never happens when you're fighting yourself because you can control your character, but often when the computer's fighting on the exploding barbed wire match, they start slamming into each other and they just repeatedly, like, just keep, and they won't, they won't stop. So yeah, I mean, and hopefully, and this is what I'm personally hoping that AEW does. I'm hoping that during this time, since you know we've had season 4, that they make bug fixes. They've been doing it throughout, right? They make bug fixes. They take care of all those things, and as we're going forward, you know, it makes everything more pleasant because I love the exploding barbed wire match. But when you're creating content, and if it's not the very last match, then all of a sudden I have to edit it out. And then it just throws everything off. So it's like, nope, I'll just start it all over. I mean, it's a game. It's not like this is an actual real fight. But it's here to be for fun. But you want to, you know, put it together where you're having fun with it and the people watching are having fun with it. And once again, guys, you can go into the settings and change the clothing of these people in this mode as well. I showed you already when I made the very first video about it. And I'm sitting here looking at my phone screen and I'm looking at the TV. And I can tell you that, yeah, the phone, the cameras are not going to give you the full beauty of like what it, like, even if it looks good, it like when you put these arenas together and you see like the way the colors pop. I'm looking at my phone and screen and TV at the same time, and it's like, yeah, it comes out looking like a lot darker on the on the phone recorded than it actually does on TV. You know who could never land a top rope move, and if he did, it was like surprising to you? It was Ric Flair. Every time Ric Flair ran that top rope, especially if he fought Sting or like Luger, man. Every time he ran that top rope, they'd catch him up there and gorilla press. They give him that gorilla press slam. He could never make top rope moves. I want to see. I like the feud between Mercedes Moné and Britt Baker. And the funny thing is, right? I know this, like I don't know. This is the time we live in. It's just the times we live in. Man, the negativity. I'm reading stories and people are like, Mercedes Moné, one of AEW's biggest stars, getting booed even though she's a face. I'm like, listen, we've seen this happen to everybody. It's just so many people, okay? Why is Mercedes Moné an exception to the rule? We've seen heels get cheered over the faces in every company. This is nothing new, okay? But they're not being honest either. Let me tell you why. Okay, when she first came there and she gave the speech and everybody, she was in face mode. And I'm telling you guys, that comment she made about going back to the WWE when she was asked that question did not set right with AEW fans. And I'm telling you, what people think about Mercedes Moné is that when her contract ends, she's gonna go running back to the WWE. And when you're a person that likes to make history, well, people run back and forth and they can say, I won titles here, I won the titles there, I did this, I did that. And how things would play out, we don't know. But bottom line is, even with that, when she's been coming out, she already made the heel turn. She already made the heel turn. And you think about it, she made the heel turn against, look, even against Willow. If you look at it, she always is showing tendencies. Okay, look, ever since she left the WWE, she was a heel. So it's not like this is like she's new to this heel role. She was a heel when she left. She was a heel when she was in New Japan. And bottom line is, I believe that the whole point was like she was heel. If you look at her role against Willow, she was heel. And I believe too they were trying to protect Willow. Okay, well, being that she was once in WWE, anyone that comes from the WWE is always gonna, people look at them like they're the big star. Well, let's turn her heel, because if they're both face, we don't want the fans to boo Willow, because Willow is actually, one of the top women in AEW. So there's a lot of strategy that goes into these things. You got to look at fan reaction. So yeah, a lot of people, like I said, John Cena was getting booed out the building, and he was a face. Hell, they was booing Cody Rhodes when he was in AEW, and he was a face. So it's not like it's something new. And also, she came out, and I read an article, and I even watched the video, and the guy was talking about how when she came out to do her celebration, and how she, the fans was cheering Britt Baker over. Yeah, they were cheering Britt Baker. And also, you know what he failed to mention? She came out with the young, remember when she first got there, when she pulled up and the Young Bucks were there, okay? And we know that the Bucks are now, they're heels. And then when he brought them into it, I said, wow, now you just mentioned how in the beginning of the show, when she was talking to the Bucks about company, and they were talking about her celebration and everything. Okay, you make it seem like she came out there and she was acting like a face at first. No, she's like sitting there celebrating with them. They're telling her how great she is and everything. Yeah, so bottom line, she's a heel, big deal. Look at The Rock. What just happened to The Rock when he just came back to the WWE? Right? They cheered him when he said, remember when The Rock said, talking about food, and he says, The Rock gets hungry, all this, talking about all this, putting boots to asses and all that. Then he goes, should Rock go to some restaurant? Then he goes, should The Rock sit at the bar, right? Should he sit at the booth? Then he goes, or should Rock sit at the head of the table, right? Yeah, the fans was cheering. Everybody knows they've been trying to build that fight up between The Rock and Roman Reigns for years. Okay, he himself said it multiple times on different interviews with different people, right? What happens when The Rock comes out and they talk about him versus Reigns? Why are they booing The Rock? Because they don't want The Rock versus Reigns. They wanted Cody Rhodes versus Reigns. But what the WWE did, okay, and it was The Rock's doing, is Rock went heel. Okay, so he's not the face standing up there either playing kiss ass and going against his family, right? For Cody, because a lot of people was thinking that. Remember when Roman, even when, especially after Roman Reigns said, Rock, I need you to do one thing, and he said, I need you to acknowledge me. And The Rock gave him that look, and the fans were like, oh, because they felt like, okay, The Rock is not going to do that. So when The Rock says, Roman Reigns, I acknowledge you as my tribal chief, what happens? They start telling him you sold out. But you know what people were saying in the comment sections? All the way up to the build up to the fight, to the tag match, they were saying that The Rock was going to screw Cody Rhodes, and he was going to beat Roman Reigns because of The Rock. And that never happened. So The Rock went heel. That's what you do. That's what you do when you're meant to be getting cheered. And then you're not getting cheered. That's what you do. You have to strategize. You have to be smart. You have to be a step ahead of the audience. So they got what they want, and Cody Rhodes winning the championship. Nothing different. So I was just like, man, why are they so negative towards? Well, we already know why they're negative towards. I already know what it is. And then the fact is, you know, people like to take sides and play this game of, let me say what I think the majority of people want me to say. That is just like, people are just robots, and you can't possibly be happy in your life when you can't even be honest about how you feel about things. And we're talking about something that's in the entertainment world that's supposed to be fun for us to watch. So, anyway, man, I like that Louis Soho versus Chris Statlander. I like that the feud between Mercedes Moné and Britt Baker, and I feel like really, whether Britt wins or not, I don't know, and I don't like to know. I like to be at a point where I don't know what's going to happen, because in wrestling a lot of times it's predictable. It's more fun when it's not. I don't know who's going to win. Okay, I don't know, but Mercedes Moné is a double champion right now, and you know, even like her opponent that she just defeated that winds up going to the WWE. You know, it's just funny how every time someone leaves AEW, and she wasn't officially signed. This was a, you know, per match basis situation. She wasn't signed to them. Okay, isn't it funny how whenever someone leaves, or they were, you saw them on AEW programming, whether they were, you know, on a short-term contract or whatever, or their contract expires, whatever, they go to the WWE. They make it such a big deal. All of a sudden now she's such a great wrestler. Yeah, she always was. Yes. Yes. It's so funny how all of a sudden they make such a huge deal, but then as soon as someone leaves the WWE and come to AEW, and they always try to make the story sound like people like I can't wait to leave the AEW. I hate it here. This like that's how they always try to make it seem. But then as soon as they make a big deal about someone leaving AEW, someone from WWE leaves and comes to AEW, and then they hate that person for leaving the WWE. Like, you guys are weird, man. Like there's just a lot of weird ass people out here that just I don't know what happened where all of a sudden people just think that they can control someone's livelihood and what they should be doing. But at the end of the day, you know, people are gonna go and do what they have to do. And hey, it is what it is, man. You know, but I just, a lot of stuff I read and a lot of things I listen to, I just kind of laugh at it like, wow. You guys just love to try to make things. And it's so funny because I had people come to me and say, you know, you was 1,000% right. I said about what? They said, yeah, I seen like 8 videos And these people just keep doing the ratings for AEW. They're not doing the ratings for WWE, TNA, nowhere else. I said, what did I tell you guys? I don't say things just to say it. They're not showing you any ratings for any other weekly show in wrestling, just AEW. And it's funny because they always try to look, none of these wrestling programs, a lot of these shows, even the NBA, a lot of different sporting events, things change through time because people's interest is different. And it's so many different ways to watch so many different things now. So the demand is not what it was. Like when Saturday Night's Main Event used to come on, you knew if you missed it, you missed it. There was no replay. If Classic Champions came on, there was no replay, so you just missed it. You know what I mean? So it was more of if this is what you really want to watch, hey, you need time to watch it. Now you can watch replays, you can watch highlights. So people don't have that same, I just have to be a part of it. That's why the WWE can go through a downtime, and then all of a sudden WrestleMania happens, and how many times have you heard the ratings of the WWE in the past? If you guys used to watch Sledgehammer TV, he was always doing ratings. Like he was always doing videos on the WWE. It got to the point where it's like he just hated the show. And it was just like, I don't know if he's still doing his show or not, but it was like, okay. And he didn't talk about any other promotion though. He didn't talk about TNA. He just talked about the WWE. So the whole thing with that was just like, man, I'm not here to yeah, WWE had a low rating. What do I get out of that? Like what do I get out of a show having a low rating? So it does nothing for me. I don't care what company you like. I just I like to enjoy my time, man. It's simple. But I'm watching. Soho got the win there. So I'm watching, these different channels, and they just always try to find a way to just try crap all over what is being done. Now, don't get me wrong. If you don't like an episode or something, you don't like an episode. But it doesn't seem like it's just every time people really, really go into details when they don't like something. And it's like, what do you get out of that?
Exciting match.
Yeah, what do you get out of that?
Making her way to the
I want to see Sky Blue came with a different look. She had a new look this past week. Sky Blue, I want to see step her game up. I want to see them put her in a better position. I know Julia Hart, she's out injured. Man, it's like one wrestler comes back from injury reserve on AEW, and then two more get hurt. Brody King was out injured. So, and his partner. So he just came back. Brody King just came back, and he and Malachi Black team together. I think, for Sky Blue too, though, man. I don't know. I don't know if Sky Blue needs not so much a manager, but just to have somebody that has her back. I don't know. Because I've seen Sky Blue, she has the potential. She doesn't really talk too much. She doesn't do too many promos. But it looks like she's face again. It looks like she's on the face side again. So, I don't know, man. And I don't know what the plans is for Mercedes Moné in terms of, how long she's going to hold on to the TBS channel on Championship. I don't know if they're priming up Sky Blue because she's still really young too. But Mariah May, for example, turning out that shit came out of nowhere, man. See, that's what I'm talking about. I love when something happens and I didn't see it coming. Because when she ran up that ramp in the way, usually one thing about professional wrestling that they got to do a better job at disguising an attack, because a lot of times you can see it coming, especially when they're they're raising someone's arm up and they're pointing to them. They always make that they make that move where it's it gets your attention that split second, and he's about to turn. The way Mariah May did that on Toni Storm was it was out of nowhere. I'm okay, great, that was great the way it happened. Now for people that feel oh no, I wasn't ready for that, them to break up yet. I don't know. It kind of makes you feel Well, she won the Owen Hart Foundation tournament, and it makes it feel like she might beat Toni Storm for the title when they fight. I don't know if she's ready for that yet. That responsibility of being the women's world champ. I don't know. We'll see. But the woman that comes out with her, I forget her name from Stardom. Now it's like, did she stay with Mariah May, or did she try to bar with Toni Storm? Because truthfully, her and Toni Storm wasn't getting along. And, you know, she was basically, Mariah May was the one trying to, you know, put the glue together to, you know, make that little threesome cohesive, right? So, I don't know. If she decides to stick with Storm, she'll probably be her first, like, you know, rival. But, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I like Mariah May, too, man. Mariah May, it's funny because, like, I look at her, right? And, like, her role and Tiffany Stratton's role, like they kind of not, they don't like mirror each other, but they remind me of each other in ways, you know, certain ways. So I feel like right now too, when Mariah May is like what she did, once again, I don't know if she's ready to be world champion yet, but just for her to be in there and to give Toni Storm a run for her money, and remain one of the top. Yeah, man. I mean, yeah, I'm for it, man. Like, I wanna see what's gonna happen. And then now, that's why I was wondering, did they turn the Sky Blue? Is she on the face side now? Like, she's gonna end up feuding back and forth with Mariah May at some point. And this is what you got to do to build your young stars, man. And have them where people are paying attention to them, where we know that you're good enough, you know. We know that you're good enough, but to build the popularity up, to get to the point where the fans want that person to get the belt. And I feel like for like Sky Blue, if she's winning and winning impressively, and you can see, because like what she got away from was the little, like, you know how she was smiling and like the little high school cheerleader, you know, baby face, everybody, oh, she's so cute, but she could wrestle. But she got away from that and became more serious. Now, when she and Julia Hart was teaming up, you know, I feel like because she turned to a heel, that, you know, because a lot of times when you turn heel, you do lose some steam. You really do. Because it gets to the point where everybody was behind you and all of a sudden it's like, now here you go. And it's like, it's always for some reason they want to turn someone heel for them to become champion. And the heels are always the ones nowadays holding the belts forever. Like, it's like they hold the belt hostage. So, Sky Blue, yeah, I want to see Sky Blue get that position. And it's not about rushing, man. They have time. But, yeah, Sky Blue, when Julia Hart comes back from injury, yeah, there's a lot of great matches that can be made out there, man. And I know that Sky Blue's potential, I feel like for her to be more like adult, like more on the mature side of things, and winning matches, people will take her more serious, not just because of her looks or whatever, but overall ability. Because everybody can see the potential in her, man. But it's just like, you know, I think with her turning heel, that's why I said that maybe she needs someone to just be in her corner, man. Like, I don't know. They don't have any face type managers. They don't even have those anymore. All the managers now are like bad guys, man. People just have like somebody that they're friends with. You know, they're not an actual tag team maybe, but like just friends, and they come out to the ring with each other. But I feel like maybe she just need that, you know, she might need not so much a mouthpiece. You know, females don't really have like a mouthpiece for them. Like, you got like the Paul Heymans and all. The only person that was really doing it that way was like Vicky Guerrero. And, you know, yeah, she's like the only one. They don't really have like a female mouthpiece for these female wrestlers, especially. So I don't know, but I don't know. Maybe that, or just a change in her attitude as far as like, I don't know, something more electrifying about her ring entrance and her personality, where she's connecting more with the fans. Like, I don't know, something different, because most of the females all do the same thing. They just yell, They all do that little high pitched scream, yelling "Come on" to the fans, and trying to. They all do the same exact shit, you know. So I don't know, man, because Sky Blue has it all. She really does. She just needs, for me, looking at her, is to just like win. Just put her in the winning. Just win. Just win. But she needs to be in the right matches, and I think that because if you guys notice, AEW's programming has been like different this like past like month, you know, and now that balance of like the shock value, you know, along with you know, the 5-star matches, like that mentality, yeah, it's you need that. You can't just like, one thing I don't want to see is a show. I don't like it's not interesting when a show just puts some junk matches together. There's really nothing really much of nothing going on in the match, but they're so focused on shock value. That's, you know, the opposite of what AEW has always been, the opposite of that. So now, just watching you know, the direction that they've been going, it's like, yeah, it's see, and that's my thing. Do it your way, but do it and get it done. You know, and then even like when Jeff Jarrett, he did that video and he's talking about his friendship with Owen, and he got really emotional about it. Not so much the one after the tournament was over, but before. And he was saying he was going to win it. I didn't have a problem that he didn't win. I think a lot of people expect him to win. I even said he might be able to do it. Jeff might, because it's like, hey, the way they built that up, so when he didn't win, okay, cool. But he ended up being a special guest referee there and enforcer, special guest referee enforcer in there. And it was like, yeah, you know, okay. See, and then the fact that they gave him the platform to talk to Martha, and they're standing there face to face, and he's talking about Owen and what Owen meant to him. I mean, see, these are the things I'm saying, man. They have so many things going for in that company that they can like just capitalize on, and everything is just like, you know, the feeling that they're talking about. It's like, it's not so much about getting that old feeling back. It's about creating something different now. You did what you did. Get back to that, but enhance it. And you know, I always liked what they were doing. But it's like, I understand when you're dealing with like so many different people. Like for me, if you're like me, where I watch everything when I can. So, I mean, we're talking about everything from Dynamite, Rampage to Collision. MLW, they have their show. TNA, you know, NXT. I watch, honestly, like for me, I don't, with NXT, it's like a few people, you know, WWE, same thing, like a few people that's like, you know, Rhea Ripley, Bianca and Jade, and you know, Becky's, I don't know what she's going to do. I know, you know, Natalya just re-signed back with the WWE. Well, at least I read that, I think yesterday. You know, so it's certain people I check for. You know, I started getting back into AJ Styles, and I'm hearing that they're saying that AJ might be going to New Japan. I mean, you hear so many different rumors, you don't know what's true and what's not. But I always like AJ Styles, so, you know, I check for AJ Styles. You know, Nia Jax, it's just it's like certain people, you know. And then with Raw, sometimes I even forget who's on Raw, to be honest with you. But it's so many things, and it's like, all right. When the storylines are not the same, it makes everything way more fun, man. If every show has a heel and a face turn, if every show has, like, you know, the similar things going on, it just kind of feels like, all right. So then you just start to just, you know, I just watch what I watch, man. And for me, that's the thing about storyline. If wrestling was more sporty-like, it would be different. But because of the storylines that people have, it's like, you have to keep this going and keep it interesting. And there's no off-season in professional wrestling, as we know. So it's one of those things where you just feel like if someone is, like people talk about, for example, like when there's no football, right? Wrestling is still going on no matter what sport. When there's no baseball, when basketball, every season that comes to an end, wrestling is still going on. I think a lot of people take wrestling for granted too. Like, you know, like, it's here, and it is what it is. because I just don't understand this mindset of like it's a casual thing. Because like for me, what I'm saying is if AEW's on and it's the NBA Finals, I don't care about the NBA Finals. I'm watching wrestling. The only sport that can happen where I might be flipping back and forth is boxing. Outside of boxing, I love, one championship. Like, it's like different combat sports. But I mean, like, my point is, if AEW's on, I'm watching. That's what I'm saying. It's so for me, it's like this whole, basketball is on, I'll watch wrestling next week. I don't understand that. Yet, these are the people who say that they're wrestling fans. So I'm like, okay, sometimes you're switching the channels back and forth, but like, when you're going up against the NFL, the Major League Baseball, NHL, whatever, the NBA, and you're telling me, oh, you're not watching wrestling because the NBA is on, and you're not really a wrestling fan. Oh, they got the Grammys on tonight. The Grammys. I want to watch somebody stand up here and walk around with a damn trophy in their hand because of a movie. Like, to each his own, man. But this is what I mean. These guys are not really wrestling fans, man. They're really not. So the diehards are the diehards. I don't consider myself so much a fan of anything. I just enjoy certain things, a lot of things. But that's about it. I'm not like in worship or praise mode. I like what I like. Yeah, and when wrestling is done right, it's like the most fun thing in the world to watch. So hey, I hear the people saying, well, wrestling is not going to get the views over the, the NHL and all these things, and that's that's what I don't understand about it. Sheeta, she came back a couple of weeks ago. Who did she wrestle? It was Mariah May. She lost that match. I was watching Sheeta. Yeah, I was watching Sheeta back in the Japan days too. Like, I knew who Sheeta was before she came to AEW. I knew who Rio was because I watched Stardom. I knew who Rio was. I watched Japanese wrestling, period. I knew who she was. I knew who Nyla Rose was. I'm thinking of anybody that wasn't in WWE that I knew before they came there. I didn't know who Britt Baker was. I knew who Kiera Hogan was. Who else? I didn't know who Anna Jay was. Who else? I knew who Sonny Kiss was. I knew who Scorpio Sky. There's a lot of people I knew who they were. I didn't know who Ethan Page was. There's a lot of people. I knew of them from the indies or from like the Japanese promotions. Or like Mexico. I didn't know who Wardlow was. Okay. Sheeta versus Britt Baker. It was tough during the pandemic. You guys remember that, right? Watching wrestling in general. And they used to have, like, I know the WWE had the Thunderdome. It just felt so weird watching anything that had supposed to have an audience. Everything felt weird. Everything, man. Everything. It just felt so weird. They had these people's faces up on the screens. I remember even football, like different sport. They had like paper cutouts of people, like cardboard cutouts of the seats. And I think AEW did it the smartest, where they had like the wrestlers, like the people in the back, all at ringside, like out there, so at least you're getting some cheers and stuff coming in. Man, it was hard to watch anything. I remember I'm sitting there one night and I'm watching, and all of a sudden I see snow falling. I'm like, the hell? Sting comes out. We're like, oh, what? Yeah, the pandemic was that was a crazy time. And Sheeta wound up getting the belt during the pandemic. So I was so glad, like, to see her get, like, it felt good to see her get the, you know, get that second title run. And the first title they had was very small. You guys remember that? It reminded me of like the throwback to those old belts back in the day. It's just a little bigger than those. So I always liked Shida. I remember her and Asuka used to team up. I actually seen, I think, 2 movies and Shida was in it. The 2 Japanese movies that she was in. But yeah, man, it's shit. Wrestling to me, I grew up watching it. So I don't know. It's not like, I don't look at wrestling like an alternative. It's just something to watch. If depending on what else is on, like, I mean, you know, like, well, at least with AEW, I'm like that. I used to be like that with TNA. TNA just, you know, it's I watch TNA, but I don't have Access TV, so I have to like get it. Well, put it like this: I watch it, and I'm able to see the whole show. But bottom line is, I don't know. Right now, the only company I watch, like, I watch all of them, but I really like what AEW has going. TNA just, it's. I'm glad that they're still here. They're still doing good, but I don't know. It's just not as interesting as it used to be. And I stick with them. I watch them. Same with WWE. I watch them. I stick with them, but it's just not as interesting as it used to be. I don't know. You guys that like the Bloodline storyline, man, I got so sick of the Bloodline. It was like, man, every single week, the same thing every single week. Every single week. So now, it was funny because I was looking at what they have now at the new Bloodline. So you know, when Roman comes back, Roman is going to think that he's going to step in and like, Solo Sikoa is doing what he's doing for the time being, but now I'm back. But nope. Out with the old, in with the new. And here's the thing. If he tries to recruit Jay and Jimmy, that's going to look like, come on, man. You guys went through too much to just all of a sudden now everything's okay. And you guys are all family. It's like, I don't know. But I have a feeling we're going to see a feud between the new fashion, the new regime of the Usos with this new, and actually I was watching Jacob Fatu. Him and Hammerstone had like the best feud in like MLW history, in my opinion. That was my favorite one. It was my favorite one. So I was watching Jacob Fatu in MLW for all of these years, and yeah. But I got so sick of that. Every week, acknowledge me. It was just like, Roman, please. Man, and Jimmy and Jay look so powerless. They stood there with their finger up in the air. Like, you guys are the tag champs, and it's like you act like you're working for Roman. Like they were so soft. You know, it was like they were just there. It was like the Superman movie, right? I mean, not the Superman, the Justice League movie. How basically Superman had them all by the throats. He was beating them all up. It's like he made them look like, I don't even need you guys. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I am the Justice League. You guys are just here. That's how Jimmy and Jay looked. And then they couldn't make their mind up. 1 minute, Jimmy super kicking Jay, Jay super kicking Jimmy. They're both super kicking Roman. I mean, like, it was just like, all right, man, would you guys just end this feud already? But it is what it is. You know, and I watched and I couldn't watch. It was just like, all right, whatever. But it was a very long time. Wow. Okay, see how you assume things? Britt Baker was on a tear, so I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of thinking she might win this. Hikaru Shida. Yeah, I like Shida. I really do. I like her and Rio. Like, when I first saw them in AEW, I'm like, oh, wow, okay, cool. Oh, yes, Shida is the winner. Okay, guys, so we are at the, got to be around an hour now, a little bit over. Okay, 54-minute mark. So, yeah. All right, guys, hope you guys enjoyed the video. And I will see you guys on the next one. Play your games, enjoy your games.